So a lot of you guys have been asking for my Kazuha build, and well, here it is. But first, I would like to thank everybody for 16,000 subscribers. That is a big number, and I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving. But yeah, let's now get into it. Kazuha is a very versatile character that you can build in many ways. In this video, I'll show you my many builds for him, my teams for him, and basically just how I enjoy playing him. Although keep in mind that this is not a guide, but rather just a showcase of how I build and use this character. There are many other channels that have good detailed guides for him, and mine isn't one of them. So some of you guys may have seen my videos lying around, and I'll show you my Kazuha build in those videos. So that Kazu had a hybrid Physical-Anemo build with little to basically none support capabilities. The main goal of this build is for Kazuha to do a lot of damage with his skill, his burst, and his normal attacks. So with this build, his weapon is the Akilah Favonium, and his artifacts are the 2-piece Glad for the attack percent and 2-piece Iridescent for the Anemo damage bonus. Here are his individual artifacts. With this build, his stats are looking at 2,300 attack, basically 0 elemental mastery, 51% crit rate, 135 crit damage, around 140 energy recharge, and with a good balance of Anemo damage and physical damage bonus. Now, I know this is far from ideal of a Kazuha build, but again, this is just how I like playing him. And if there's anything this build excels in, it's solo run challenges. Why? Because of this weapon. So the Akilah Favonium has a passive where it heals you whenever you get hit, and this is very valuable because Kazuha cannot heal himself. Not to mention that the high base attack, the extra physical damage, and the attack percent really help Kazuha do a lot of damage even if he has a hybrid build. But this is also an outdated build of mine. I don't use this build anymore unless when I'm doing some janky stuff like solo run challenges, because I was lucky enough to get my hands on another weapon. So yeah, I was lucky to pull myself a Mist Splitter Forged, and it allowed me to have even more build options for Maple Boy. So for those who don't know, Mist Splitter gives a high base attack, some nice crit damage, and a lot of elemental damage bonuses. Having Mist Splitter opened the way to the build that I consistently use every day, a full Anemo DPS. So with this, I ditched the physical damage for more Anemo and crit damage. So my skill and burst will be hitting harder consistently. For the artifacts, I still use 2-piece Iridescent and 2-piece Gladiator, although I did switch up some of the pieces. But wait, some of you may ask me, Mod, how do you keep up with the Mist Splitter stacks? Well, I don't. So, with this build, my stats are looking at 2,000 attack, an unfortunate amount of defense, some EM, with a crit of 61, crit damage of 170, some ER, and the 12% from Mist Splitter, and I have a base of 73.6 annual damage. I'd say this is good enough. I do not want to farm Iridescent ever again. As an Anemo unit, Kazuha can slot in any team and do really good. But I do have a personal overworld favorite that I run consisting of Kazuha, Sayu, Gujo Sara, and Zhongli. Sara exists to buff Kazuha and hunt birds, Zhongli exists to protect Kazuha and farm rocks, and Sayu is my way of coping the fact that I still do not have a gene. As you can see from my 2 previous builds, I am basically wasting Kazuha's ability to buff my team members. But this is where the third build comes in. So this is a hybrid EM crit build that lets Kazuha support his team members while also dealing a lot of damage by himself. With this, he's still rocking Mistbuilder for the extra crit, but now he has 4-piece Iridescent Venerer for the powerful resistance shred, along with an EM timepiece and a stacked EM feather. With this, his stats are going to look like 1.5k attack, 420 EM, 46 crit rate, 153 crit damage, while still having the Anemo damage from who knows where. So this is a build I typically use whenever I have characters that can make use of Kazuha's buffs, or whenever I'm playing on co-op with other people. At the end of the day, I want to boost my team members' damage while also DPSing with Kazuha himself without relying too much on swirls. Now, as a Kazuha main, of course I have my very own triple EM build for him. But this isn't something I typically use because it simply isn't my favorite playstyle. So of course, here we have 4-piece Iridescent, Elemental Mastery all across the board. Then for the sword, I run either an energy recharge sword to get his ult uptime more consistent, or this sword, just because I hate how Iron Sting looks on him. So with my full EM build, he is going to sit at either 815 EM or 905, depending on the sword I give him. And nothing else really matters. Again, this isn't a build that I use often, although I do acknowledge that it is a really powerful. I just use it whenever I do damage showcases or whenever I use Kazuha in the Abyss. Constellations. I have C2. Now, before calling me a whale and leaving the video, remember that I had 18,000 Primo Gems before his release. And yes, I spent all 18,000 for him and his Constellations. Although I did get lucky winning the 50-50 twice and even getting him early. I guess it's just destiny. Talents. Double crown. 10-9. Will I triple crown him? Yes. When is a secret. So yeah, I hope this video answers a lot of your questions on my Kazuha build, and if you have any more questions, you can always just comment them down below. And once again, thank you very much for the massive support over the past few months. I really do appreciate it. And also, I do want to say that I'm trying to stream consistently on Twitch. So if you want to see more of my Kazuha, you can always go ahead and follow me there. So now, let's move on to everybody's favorite part of the video, the damage showcase.
風の赴くままに。よっ。風の雲の行くごと。いざ。いざ。
震えてるじゃない。極寒のせい？それとも恐怖？ちげ。ふっふっ。それ。
もみちは散らまく惜しみ。風の行く先を。
行くぞ。翼よ。ふっ。
はっ。ふっ。やっ。はっ。よっ。ふっ。
捕まらないぞ。
剣よ盤石。岩山八九。はっ。
やっ。浄土か。
風を知れ。はっ。風の歌。雲の行くごと。風の行き先。天理チョーク。岩山八九。
大戦応用。
風を知れ。せい。はっ。ほれ。難攻不落。
ふっ。
風の赴くままに。
でもやめないわよ。
やっ。
捕まらないぞ。やっ。ちげ。ふっ。
風を知れ。雲借りなく時。風。
ダダーン。
岩山八九。
翼よ。燃え尽きるまで。
風よ。そう。ほれ。岩山八九。
ちげ。食いしばりなさい。ふっ。
風を知れ。ふっ。
痛くてもやめないわよ。
難攻不落。
イカズチ。
風の行く先を。風の歌。雲の行くごと。
いらない。
恩人、身の程をわきまえよ。
風よ。我が命を切。もみちはちら。
さてよ。
みんなは俺が守れ。よし出発だ。
千年もの雪辱を晴らす。今こそ全ての怨嗟を払う時なり。
いざ。
私は甘く見ないで。
参る。燃えろ。へっ。ね。燃えろ。おとなしく捕まれ。救急により。ほれ。風よ。はっ。くらい。
大地の墳には沈まれ。墓地が貴様らの墓場となる。千年の怒りをしかとその身に受けるがよい。
よし。くらい。はっ。